Hi, I'm Robert Dubwise Brownie. Welcome to Song and a Story Season 2, where I play you a song and tell you a story. The song doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the story. Sometimes it will. Today's song is not actually a song, it's a medley of songs, you know. And it's taken from a performance I did in 2021 as a tribute to my uncle who passed in 2020, Uncle Dalton. As you can see, I'm still not home. Still not at my usual location, but I'm here in Florida holding our vibes. And as I said in last episode, the show must go on. So, check out this performance I did for Jaria Reggae Month 2021, tribute to Uncle Dalton. hope you like the performance. It was quite a it was a thing to do that performance. Before I continue, please like and subscribe, and give me your comments below. Let me know what you think about the performance. So, story time. When you have a passion for something, when you have something that you want to do in life, when the spirit moves you, when your desires drive you to do or be something in this life, nothing should stop you, nothing should hinder you, nothing should prevent you from just doing it, from going forth and doing what you want to do, doing that thing that you love. And that whole statement and conversation is coming from a couple of experiences I've had um, when I had to play guitar. Airplane. Yes, that statement is coming from a couple of experiences, and let me explain what I'm saying. I remember first time, the first time a situation happened. I was in studio when I was just coming up. I didn't have an acoustic guitar at the time, so I borrowed my dad's acoustic guitar. And young and not using the proper technique or whatever it might be. And I was playing on a session for an artist. I think it was a General Degree song. And I was strumming the guitar. And like halfway during the song, because those strings, steel strings, were so tough, and I was using the wrong part of my thumb to strum. I wasn't using a guitar pick. Started strumming and I felt my thumb burning. But I continued playing and never paid it any mind. And at one instant I looked down and my finger was bleeding actually. And it's not like gushing blood or anything, but the strings started to rub down my flesh so much. And it started to bleed. It bruised and started bleeding on the strings and stuff. And I just hold it, because I was in the studio with experienced people and I couldn't let everybody else know what was happening. So I just power through and strum and play and play and play until the song finished and finished the session. And when we finished, I looked at the guitar and there were like spatters of blood on the guitar and stuff. And it hurt. It really hurt while I was playing. But as I said, I had to power through, and this is something that I wanted to do. This is something that I love doing. So that little bruise and that little pain for that, however 10, 15 minutes or even 20 minutes, however long it took me to play that session, that could not have swayed me from doing the thing I went there to do. You understand? So I powered through and played the session. And the song came out and I think did well for the degree. Next situation, I remember I was on tour with Monty Alexander. Usually when I'm in a foreign country for a while, because the eating change and environment is different. And this was in England. We were at Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club for 2 weeks. And I think after the first week, as I said, because you're eating off the environment different, and because it was the UK, it was raining almost every day. And more time, sometimes we would walk back to the club, at night to play and come back. So it was a 2-week residency at Ronnie Scott's. And I caught a cold, or I caught a flu or something. I had fever and all of that. And I was the only guitar player. So when showtime come, I had to go and play. They knew I wasn't feeling well and everything, but again, I wasn't going to say, yo, I can't do this show because I'm not feeling good. It was like, no man, I'll be at the show. And I think I walked or I took a cab, maybe I took a cab that night. But instead of standing in the usual position, I sat on the amp. I sat on the guitar amp and played through the set. It was a good set as usual too, So again, that's scenario number two, of me powering through to do what I had to do because I love what I do. And, this is just kind of encouragement and advice to those who really have a passion and a vibe for the thing that if a taxi you drive, if you're a musician, if you're a singer, if you're a painter, if you are an accountant, whatever it is that you do, I mean, if you want to be good at it and you want to really make a stamp for yourself, make a name for yourself, nothing should, prevent you from doing the thing. So next situation, on tour again with Buju Banton, and this was back in 2000. Same year I was at that Ronnie Scott's gig with Monty Alexander, 2000. Monty was in April, Buju was in the summer, I believe. And me and the guys were playing football, soccer. Football, we call it Jamaica. So, long story short, I sprained my ankle. It could have been a fracture because how my foot swelled up, that was no normal sprain, So I was hopping after that, after I hurt my ankle, I was hopping and I was in Europe and we never, got seen a doctor or anything. And the show must go on, so I had to hop on stage, At the time, Buju had an injury that he was recovering from, so he had a walking stick. So he was just getting over his injury, so I took the stick. And I started using it to hop on stage, lean up and play. I mean, I remember one time we were in front of a primarily Jamaican audience. And, no, we were in Europe, so it wouldn't have been primarily a Jamaican audience, but some Jamaicans were in the front. And a female made a comment like, see the handicap one there, or something like that, something to that effect. I'm like, yo, channel. But anyhow, another playing. I powered through the set as well, no dancing, no walking up and down that night. And powered through and did what I had to do, finish the tour, came home. I think that was the longest I have had a sprain. That thing hurt me for like 2 weeks straight. Even when I got home, I still wasn't 100%. But it's all good. No, that was a long time ago. And final situation I'm going to share today was that performance that you just watched, the tribute for Uncle Dalton. I was in so much pain. If you notice, rewind and go back and look. There's a stool. I'm not actually sitting on the stool. I'm kind of leaning halfway. That was the most comfortable position for me. I could not stand comfortably. I could not sit comfortably. I had to lean like how you saw me leaning there. I hurt my back a week or so leading up to that performance. And it wasn't any one thing that hurt my back. It was, a few things leading up to that situation. And for like a couple of days or a week before that, there was no position comfortable, or there was no position without pain, put it that way. The only position without pain was laying flat on my back. To get up, to walk around, anything was a challenge. So you seeing me there and performing, that was the most comfortable position I could keep while playing, but it was still painful. But when you are committed to doing a job, when somebody asks you to do something and you are committed to doing it and doing your best and representing yourself and representing your family, so to speak, and paying tribute to one of your biggest influences, there was no turning it down, right? So that's basically my story for today. It's a bunch of experiences put together, which is not necessarily a story, but it's just to say that for me, going on stage and performing fulfills me. It's one of the things that gives me purpose. Makes me feel like there is purpose to my life. So if I'm feeling ill, or if I have a headache, or if I'm hungry, or whatever it is, things like that won't prevent me from doing the job. And you shouldn't let things prevent you from doing the thing that gives you purpose. That is what I'm trying to say today. So approach life with purpose. Approach it head on and persevere. Persevere and power through. Our guys on tour, we have an engineer, Reds. Big up yourself, Reds. He's a stage engineer, monitor engineer. If shit's going on, if equipment not right, and if everything is falling apart, his word is power through. So power through, power through, power through.